What's up YouTube, Dueling God 203 here, and I have a duel video of my Lightsworns. So I did have a couple requests to see the Lightsworns in a duel, so I'm just trying to give the subscribers what they want. And so this is a decent hand. I'd like a little more milling power, like Raikou, Lila's, etc. But overall this hand's decent. And I will definitely be able to play out of this hand. Uh, so at this point, I do not know what my opponent is using. I am doing a live commentary here, and I'm just gonna tell you a little bit of what I'm thinking going into these matches. Right now, I think he has just like a couple torrentials and stuff. Like he wasn't able to stop my Thunder King from attacking. So that shows me he has like a torrential tribute, Solemn Warning, maybe Solemn Judgment face down, and he was just trying to intimidate me with back row. So I'm just gonna keep on like attacking with Thunder King Ryo until he gets rid of it. So alright, so I draw into an effect Veiler. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and normal summon Groth, um, just because I don't want to have to discard any cards from my hand, and seems like he does Solemn Warning. So he takes 2000. I'm going to mind control this face down because I do not know what it is. And yeah, so it is a wind up magician. So just by that, you could tell I'm playing against wind ups. So yeah. Um. So main phase two, I'm just gonna flip this. Actually, now I'm just gonna end my turn and I'm going to change control. Alright, so now I know I'm playing against windups. I do not like windups. Um, just because he could get rid of my whole hand. I do have Veiler, which should be able to stop part of the combo. So yeah. Um, so this Lightsworn is still in in the testing portion. He normal summons Torgal. I'm going to Veiler here because if he doesn't, he'll just go into Zen Meiji. And so I'm just gonna stop that right there. But yeah, anyways, this isn't a testing. I'm testing for the new format to see if this is a deck I would be wanting to take to YCS Providence. I have a couple other decks in mind. I'm just gonna try to enter YCS Providence with a fun deck. Not like not anything like top tier meta-ish, cause I'm not that kind of player. I like to have fun with the game, and that's why you saw my Dark World Exodia deck profile, because I do not like playing against those kind of I don't like playing those kind of decks. So end phase, let's see what I mill. I mill a Lumina and a Raikou, which is actually fairly decent because now I have 3 names in the graveyard. And if he gets rid of my Jane, I will have 4, and I could just special summon Judgment Dragon. Uh, For BLS, on the other hand, I do have the Trag, so if anything goes wrong, I could just Trag it. So, I have options. I definitely have, options here. And as you guys know, if you guys saw my Lightsworn deck profile, I barely have any back row. The only things I would set would be, like, Book of Moon and, Treacherous Trapple. And, yes. So he's thinking of, a play to do. It seems like he's in a pretty bad situation. I'm not sure what his hand is. He could have a fairly decent combo. So yeah, we're just waiting to see what he comes out with. Windups have a lot of combo potential, so they could go off with the slightest things. So we'll see what he comes up with. And if he just ends his turn, I will most likely be going for Celestia. So he goes for a Reborn, and that I can't negate that with Thunder King. So I'm just gonna allow that. And he goes for a tour guide, so that means he is going for a rank 3 Xyz. And I am going to negate that with Thunder King because I do not want him to go off. So I am negating the summon of Zenmain's. And that is game. Uh, Fairly quick game. He probably drew dead. I'm just gonna show him my hand. So I could have just went to Celestia and like popped back row and just attacked for game, or I could have just attacked with Jane for game. So yeah, I drew really lucky, and apparently he drew bad. So he drew into a hunter and another rabbit. And magician, I'm guessing. Oh, so he has Solemn Warning and a mystical space typhoon. Um, I have enough time, so I'm gonna play another match. So this is gonna be a match. It's not just gonna be a game. Um, I'm not gonna side. I'm gonna ask him if he's siding. All right, so it doesn't look like he's siding, so I'm not gonna side. Um, I don't really have a side deck built for this deck. I didn't really work on the side deck, so yeah. But now I know I'm playing against windups, so now I know how I should play. I should play a little more smart. Don't really leave that much cards in my hand. So, alright, so I top deck Heavy Storm. I'm hoping he doesn't have Starlight Road or Solemn Judgment, cause that I do get intimidated by back row. So he has MST bottomless and another bottomless. So he had two bottomless and an MST. So I'm gonna normal summon Aaron, and I'm just gonna attack something which would most likely be a magician. Uh, so it's alright. So it's a Reaper. He accidentally brings it to his hand, so he's going to put on his deck and then shuffle it back. Alright, so I'm gonna set the Solar Recharge as a bluff. Gonna end my turn and mill 3. So I milled a Monster Reborn, a Pot of Avarice, and a Mind Control. So that was a really, really terrible mill. I hate milling all spells because that means I'm more likely gonna mill in, or draw into most monsters. So let's see what play he has. So he has a tour guide play, and luckily I do have Valor. I am lucky to have drawn Valor 2 games in a row. So he just ends his turn. He has Celestia. I'm gonna go for a Soul Recharge. Just because I could potentially draw good cards. See, like I drew Tour Guide and a Lila, and um, not the best mill. Definitely not the best mill. But I do have Tour Guide, so if he doesn't have Valor, I will bring that BLS back to my deck and shuffle it. And he does have Valor, so I'm just gonna attack for 1600. Um, and just end my turn in mill. So so in my opinion, I think that he didn't draw the best hand, or he drew a decent hand. I just drew answers to his hand, and yeah. So he only took 100 for some reason. I guess he miscalculated it. Gonna go into my end phase and milled. Alright, so I milled Garoth, a Solar Recharge, and a Lila. So I do have more names engraved, which is fairly decent. I have 3 names engraved, and Aaron is going to be 4, so if I draw into JD, I'd be able to special summon it if he got rid of my monsters. Not to mention, I do have an Honest in hand, just in case he summons something I can't beat over. So he's gonna normal summon a rabbit and attack my tour guide. Seems like the only play he can do. I'm going to take 400 points of damage, and he's gonna end his turn. So I draw into a Necro Gardener. Not the best draw. I'm just gonna normal summon Lila and just mill more names in my graveyard, and hopefully a Necro Gardener or something of that sort. So I attack with Aaron first. He's gonna activate effect, which causes a replay, and he is going to take some serious damage. So he takes a total of 3,300 points of damage, I believe, and I'm going to mill 6 at the end phase. So I mill into 1 JD, a Tour Guide, a Plague Spreader, which Plague Spreader is a pretty decent mill, a Raikou, a Lumina, and a Book of Moon. So right there, I have more than enough names for JD. So if I top deck it, most likely we'll have game. So he special summons a rabbit during the standby phase. He might be able to go for rank 3 Xyz and might be able to pop off in one like final hope to come back from this. So he looks at my grave, so I'm guessing he has Reborn, and he does. So I'm wondering what monster he's gonna take from which person's grave. Most likely gonna go for Tour Guide into rank 3 Xyz, and he does, and I allow that. So he's either gonna go for a Zen Mains or a Zen Matey and pop off. If I were him, I'd go for Zen Matey, then take Rabbit off, and then special summon the Rat, and then yeah. So he's gonna go for a play. I'm gonna allow it. Um, the deck I'm playing, this wind up deck is most likely not to the September 1st ban list, so he does have more than one Zen Matey, which is fine for me because it's more of a challenge for me. And my deck is updated to the September 1st ban list, and he's gonna go for a wind up loop, which is actually no, he's not gonna. Is he? It looks like he's gonna go for a loop if he has a loop, hoping he gets rid of my Necro and he gets rid of my Trag. So I'm hoping he just does not touch my Honest, and I allow it. So he goes for another Zen Matey. Alright, so he does get the loop, which is pretty sad for me because I'm going to lose both of my cards. So he did come back from this. Either way, my both my cards are going to be just in grave. So that means I'm going to have to resort to top decking. Um, so he Alright, so he detached wrong, so he won't be getting the loop. Thankfully, he won't be getting the loop, so he'll still be able to swarm field, special summon a rabbit, then just try to pop off. So pretty, still a pretty fairly good combo. He could go into Giga Brilliant, boost up his monster. At this point, I have Honest, so I will be able to protect one of my monsters. So let's just see what he's going for. Um, he has one more Zen Matey, I believe, yes, and he goes for a Leviathan Dragon. So the Leviathan Dragon is okay, and right now he's just gonna go for beats. So I'm gonna Honest whatever monster he attacks, and I should have game next turn. So his Leviathan Dragon was like his final stand, kind of, and I I had Honest in hand, so I'm lucky. I'm I'm lucky he chose the wrong one, because if he chose Honest, I would have had to do it, and I would have drew into a Dark Armed, and 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't have been able to summon the Dark Arm, so Dark Arm would have been dead. In my hand, I would have drew Lumina, pretty good top deck into a Veiler, and so yeah, there you have it. That was my Lightsworn duel in action. He did misplay, Um, but I think I would have been able to stall once I got the Lumina in hand. So don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, give me more suggestions for what decks you want to play, and if you want to duel me, that's fine. So Dueling God 203 signing out.